everybody, welcome to the summer edition of Taste of the Kawarthas. I'm here at Farm to Fork, and here's what we do. We take you on a farm tour, and then we bring back that product and we cook with it. Today, we are in Bobcaygeon, Ontario at Red Door Ranch, owned and operated by Stephanie and Luke Leahy and their 3 children. We're making a dish today using their ground beef. And it is a dish, I think, that it will appeal to families, it'll appeal to cottagers, to boaters. It will appeal to you in the summertime because you can make it without getting your kitchen hot. It's a stovetop. You can serve it at room temperature, and there's a lot of creativity with it. We're making an easy, cheesy taco pasta. Let's get started. First, we're going to brown about 1 pound of lean ground beef. So Stephanie, we went on the tour and Stephanie sent me home with 1 pound of this lean ground beef, and we're going to brown that. So this entire dish can be made in one pot, and then you just transfer it to, you could serve it on taco shells, you can serve it on some shredded lettuce, and you can serve it warmed up the next day. This is the meal that we'll even pack on a picnic. It'll be made at a campsite. It'll be made on the fly. So I like this dish for the summer. My grandson loves this dish. I think your kids will too. All right, while that meat is browning, I'm going to bring your attention to something that goes well with this taco pasta. We're going to make a rhubarb margarita. Now you think, where do I get this rhubarb juice? It's a simple syrup I make. So you take 1 cup of rhubarb, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, and you make a simple syrup. You boil that for about 5 minutes until it's reduced, and then you strain it and you take the juice. We're going to make a rhubarb margarita. So in your shaker, my meat is browning so we can do this. In your shaker, you want to put, this is for 2 drinks, so I'm going to put in 2 shots of tequila, your choice of tequila. I'm going to put in 1 shot of triple sec. So that's a half a shot each. We're going to put in a little bit of lime juice. I could put fresh lime, but I buy this Santa Cruz organic, and it's really tasty. A little bit of that just to give it some lime flavor. And then you're going to top that up with the rhubarb simple syrup. You can top this up with a little bit of club soda if that appeals to you. Give it a shake. So that was 1 shot of tequila, half a shot of triple sec, some lime juice, and some rhubarb simple syrup. And you have got a rhubarb margarita. Let's give that a try. I'm going to give the camera guy his. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh, it's delicious. It's always delicious. All right, let's go back to our taco pasta. So we're browning this up, and what we're going to do is start adding in our spices. So we don't use the package seasoning, we don't use any of that. We're just going to go right into using some seasonings that are probably in your cupboard. Now let's say you are at the cottage and you don't have all of these seasonings, then okay, you can buy one of those taco packages, but I'm gonna try not to. I have got 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Now, if that's too much for anybody that will be eating this, you can cut it back. You know, I might put about half. This is entirely your preference. Even that looks like a lot because I know my chili powder is very hot. And then you're going to put in 1 teaspoon of cumin. Now when I'm doing this, I like to let the spices hit the bottom of the pan, not the meat. So try to get those to toast a little bit. And 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. and 1 teaspoon of paprika. So this is basically what's in those seasoning package mixes without the salt. That's the ticket, it's without the salt. Okay, the meat is just about all brown, so it's going to mix with all of my seasonings. I'm going to turn the heat down a bit. And I am going to add in some veggies. So now I'm going to add in a diced red pepper. Here's where you can get a little bit creative. What does your family like? You might want to use some charred corn niblets. That's always yummy. Whatever your family likes. So I'm going to keep these in slices, in really fine slices, because it'll give it some body. If you are going to be putting this into a taco shell, then you probably want to dice it a little bit finer. We add that right to the beef. You know, let's say you're taking this on a camping trip. You could prepare all of these ingredients and you could cook these right on your campsite. So we toured Stephanie's farm, and it is a really well-run farm. They have a farm store. There are 3 children on the farms, and they help. It's a generational farm that I think you would really enjoy. Look it up. You're going to see the tour. Look this farm up. Give a shout to Stephanie, and check out their meat boxes. It's amazing what they have. All right, I've got the red pepper in there, and now I'm going to add in about 10 ounces, about 2 cups of just stewed tomatoes. A can of tomatoes, if that makes it easier for you. And I'm going to add in some green chilies. This might not be your family's thing, but it does add a lot of depth. It adds that acidic touch that will give it some flavor. So we'll add that in, and now we're going to stir all of that up. I'm going to prepare the veggie toppings. Get rid of our peppers here. So you can top it off when it's finished. We can top it off with scallions. That gives it a nice touch. It gives it some nice color. Just whatever your family likes. You can even separate this and make a small batch for people who don't like all of the vegetables. All right, that's prepared. We'll wait and cut our cilantro till we're ready. Okay, this is cooking nicely. You can see that I've got nice peppers in it. That's going to give it some substance. And now I'm going to add in the pasta. So you want about 8 ounces. And I cooked that earlier in some salted water. Now notice I used the shells. The shells really grab onto the filling, and that's what we're looking for. A good hearty bite. We're going to wait till that cooks just a little bit to add on. We're going to, while that's cooking, we're going to take you to our farm tour at Red Door Ranch. Enjoy this. Welcome to our series Farm to Fork. We're here at Red Door Ranch in Bobcaygeon, Ontario with Stephanie Leahy. She's going to take us around. She's going to show you all the things that this farm is about. Stephanie, tell us, do you have a farming background? What makes you come onto a farm like this?
I am not from a farm. I grew up kind of in the country, but not on a farm. I grew up riding horses. But my husband Luke, he grew up on a farm in Buckhorn, and he's been working in agriculture his whole career. So that's where his knowledge comes in, and I learn every day along with the kids, and yeah.
So you purchased this farm in 2016.
Yes.
What led you to Bobcaygeon? What led you to this farm?
We always dreamt of having our own farm. Mm-hmm. We had a little house in town at Fowler's Corners, and it was just always kind of our goal to come out here. So Bobcaygeon was a nice spot between our two off-farm jobs, Buckhorn and Lindsay. So at that time we bought the farm with my mom. She lives here as well, in a separate little spot. Yeah, it was just always somewhere we wanted to come and raise our kids and have the lifestyle.
So you both have external employment,
yeah.
And then you work the farm and you market extraordinarily, I can see. So when you arrived at this farm in 2016, what did it look like?
Well, obviously all the barns were here. They're over 100 years old, but there was just hay on the fields, which is all that we still do now. There were no animals when we bought it. They had rented out the fields because there's an older couple. We still keep in contact with the family that had the farm for generations, so that's really nice, and they get to come back and see what we're doing here now.
So when you arrived here, were there children?
We did bring our first daughter. She was 1. And since then we've had 2 more girls, so we have 3 girls.
So all they
now.
know is this farm then?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look at some of the inside of the barn.
Sounds good. They've been outside now a bit too. When it's warm enough, and there's always the avian flu on the back of our mind, so we want them out there more, but also we want to keep everybody healthy at the same time.
Sure, it's a great space for them. So in your farm store, you sell the eggs. Yep. How many eggs do you gather in a day?
We usually get them every other day or so, but there's usually about 20 every other day, so, well, I'd say a dozen a day probably.
Dozen a day? Yeah. That's fantastic. And so they stay in here for safety? They can go outside?
They're able to go out too, yep. Yeah. They're in here at night.
So how does it work? You're saying 9 weeks. Then these go to do you butcher them, or they go to be processed?
No, we don't do it. They go to, yeah.
And then you start again.
Yep.
Right? And so where do you get the chicks? Do you bring the chicks in, or do you hatch?
We get the chicks from local feed stores, so we use Alliance AgriTurf in Fenland most of the time.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We have hatched our own laying hens. A lot of those are eggs that we hatched, but to have the capacity to hatch 100 at a time successfully would be a lot. So we just have a little countertop.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
This probably won't be on, but I'm curious as why some of their feathers are...
They just haven't come in.
Oh, they're just young.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys, what's the date? The 6th today? They've got another 20 days, so they'll basically double in size in the next 20 days. They grow fast.
Really?
Yeah.
And then we see these in your farm market?
Or no, we can't sell chicken off the farm. We can't. You have to be part of the artisanal chicken program, which Three Forks is. But you have to raise, I think, 600 or more chickens a year, and we're just not at that yet.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so for us, it's just strictly from home for the chickens. And
okay.
Then beef and
then these chickens can be sold in your own farm store.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
What farmers markets do you go to?
This year, we don't go to a regular farmer's market because of our outside farm jobs.
Right.
We've got the 3 kids and,
Sure.
So we're going to do Kinmount Farmers Market a couple of times. Mm-hmm. And the Barn and Bunkie in Fenland hosts events out back of her store. We've been there a couple of times. And a friend has a shop downtown, Briarwood and Bay.
Oh, yep.
So she does pop-ups, so we do that.
It's a great way of accessing your stuff.
Yeah.
And then you've got such an online presence that people can purchase. It really is a great...
Oh, thank you.
I like the way that you put the recipes along with, there's good photos of the recipes along with the ingredients. It's nice.
Yeah, we want to promote that obviously you can get, basically in the summertime especially, all of your food from within 20 kilometers of your house around here.
So what's going on here? What do we see?
So these calves have just been weaned. So they're, kind of separated from their moms. Their moms are pregnant again, and we just don't want them stealing the nutrients from their moms, basically.
So they are eating hay, and then they go
They get grain as well for now, and then once they're fully weaned, then they'll be back out on grass.
And how old are they when you say they're weaned?
They were born the end of last summer, likely. So coming up on a year this summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you find that, like, between the two of you working the farm, working external, do you find that you have one focus? He has one focus, so is he taking care of the heavy livestock, and you're doing all the online presence?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I do the bookkeeping and kind of like the overall organizing. He's hands-on in here every day, twice a day. He does all the tractor work, all the fields and stuff like that. And the girls and I take care of the chickens mostly, which is nice for them.
So your kids are involved, they have chores, and that's great.
One who likes to supervise more than anything.
Well, maybe that's needed too.
Yeah. But
so you have on this farm chickens, cows,
pigs.
And pigs.
Yeah.
And turkeys.
Oh yeah, turkeys in the fall.
Yeah.
They'll be coming, I think it's June, middle of June we get them. And we're going to raise a bunch for Thanksgiving, and then we'll have another set ready for Christmas fresh this year, which will be nice.
Someone built this, probably a lot of handwork.
Yeah. It's like into the 1800s.
Wow. Yeah. It's still standing.
Yeah. Yeah, we've obviously replaced some of the beams just for safety and everything, but it's been great for us. We just move around the gates as needed, and that's our kind of calving pen back in the corner there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple heifers that are going to be having calves in the next week or so.
I have noticed whenever we're on a farm where there's children that the livestock will just come over.
Yeah.
And they're not skittish.
Yeah. They're constantly being poked and prodded while they're trying to eat.
It's a beautiful calf. And the bulls that you use, are they yours?
Yeah, well, our Luke's family, like I said, is generations of farmers. So his brother and his parents have a place in Buckhorn, and their bull kind of comes to visit our herd.
Yes,
and
sure. For genetic purposes.
We have a lot of, the same genetics. And then they have kids there too, so a more, calm and welcoming bull is nice.
The cows think so too.
Yeah.
These guys looking out at us. They're so curious, aren't they? Like, they know that we do not belong.
What are you doing?
Is that that's a cat. I love the way. And now you don't have a farm dog.
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh,
We've
okay.
got 3. They're just
we usually, like, that's the first thing that greets us. Everybody's aware. They're like, there's something. The dogs greet us in this, we know these dogs aren't pets.
Oh no. Well, I mean, ours are crossed, but
Well, if there's children, it's a little different. If there's no children, usually those dogs, like,
they're on duty.
or
Yeah, they get access to different fields at different times. Once they've kind of eaten one down, then we move them on.
How many cows do you have on the property now?
I think I'd say 15 to 20 cows. So ones who have had calves already. We've got some heifers coming up and some steers. It's hard to keep track of the numbers.
So the meat box program you have, I really like that you have the small meat box. It looks so approachable. It's all pick up on the farm.
Pick up on the farm, and we do local delivery.
Oh, okay.
Especially for the meat boxes. Anyways,
But in each meat box, there's usually pork, chicken,
and
beef,
and
eggs.
Yeah.
Right. And then seasonal would be a turkey if they ordered that.
yeah. But yeah, most of the time we love to have people out here, And we've kind of concentrated the open hours. But through the summer, we're going to do Friday evenings from 6 to 8.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And Saturday mornings 10 to 12 when we're here. And then we'll kind of do a post or an email to let people know when we're not available.
Great for the barbecue season to do that. And then people who are coming to the Kawartha Lakes, that you have such a really good presence that they can see it, they can pick it up and enjoy that at their cottage.
Yeah.
Well, look at
Miss
you.
Mud. Yeah.
What's her name?
Mud.
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 She loves the mud.
Wow. Look at
you?
now.
Yeah.
This is a certain breed that's like this.
She's their heritage breed, and I'm trying to remember. There's Berkshire. I can't remember if that's
the one.
she is.
I've never touched a pig. Hi, Mud.
Pokey.
Yeah, she is pokey. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you the one who posted the face coming out of the hole, like something like this? And
Maybe.
I think it was you, and it was a great photo because it's like, good morning, in this great big, and I think it was Mud's face.
Yeah, she was coming out of her lair there. Come trotting over to see if I had any good food.
I knew it was her face. I could recognize her anywhere. Now, she has had piglets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Is she
Mama Pig?
She one of your regular breeders? Like, is she?
Yeah.
They're silly animals, aren't they?
Yeah, we are actually getting
She
a
loves
new
Mud.
boar and a couple more sows
Okay.
this week, just to kind of amp things up a little bit.
How old is she?
I think she's 3, going on 4.
And then these guys.
Yeah, these guys go between 6 and 9 months, size depending.
But if they go into puberty, they're no longer able to be used, right?
So,
Is this?
the gilts, like the female pigs who have not had piglets, they're called gilts.
I think it's mostly the
boar, like the boys, yeah,
the
who
boar.
are not castrated. Their meat is no good, really, after a certain point.
What are they good for then? Just to breed?
Making more, yeah.
Making more piglets.
But
look
we
at-
castrate them ahead of time, like when they're young.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
That seems to be something that isn't pleasant, but most farmers do.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
simple enough.
So why Red Door Ranch? What did you name it that? Like
Yeah.
were the doors red, or you just like that?
The doors are red. We're trying to come up with something
I
more
like it.
clever, but it sounds like it flows nice.
It
so.
flows nice. It sounds real
Yeah.
farmy. And where do you take it to process?
Well, it's actually pretty hard to get.
It is. I've heard that like pork
Yeah.
processors are really hard.
So now we use Otonabee meat packers, and for the pigs, and then Ron Hall out of Manila for the beef. And now we've just got a couple pigs done with him this past week, and we're quite happy with that. So,
Good.
Yeah.
So you have each a job. You have 3 children. You have a huge property. You have all this livestock. You have the marketing. How do you manage all of this?
It's a lot, to be honest, but Luke will come out in the mornings before he leaves for his job, check on everybody, feed, and then we're off to school and off to work and back home again. We all have dinner together, and then we all come out to the barn together.
So you don't have days off?
So I work full-time all year round, and when we're home on the weekends with my job, or a couple days through the week, we just do as much as we can then. And Luke's job, he works another farm actually in Buckhorn, and in the summer things get ramped up. It's a produce farm, so he's working all hours, but we just kind of I take over everything in the house, and he just focuses out here basically.
Well, you're doing a great job of it. Your online sales look really nice. I could see that is that's a focus
for that too. But I enjoy it, and we're bringing what we have to our community, which is nice.
Well, it's creative the way that the recipes are there to go along with it. So there's incentive to use your product to cook these vegetables. Cute as a bug.
Nothing too fancy, but does
Yeah,
the
but I
trick.
don't think anybody wants. Oh, look, you've got an old librarian.
Yeah.
Wow, just nice.
It's empty right now, but
It's empty, but wow. So we are in the Red Door Ranch farm store. You can see that it is come in. Your order might be ready if you've ordered online, or the freezers are full.
Yeah.
And you have quarter beefs and half pig.
Yeah, a couple times a year we do wholesale orders for those who want their meat that way. And then most of the year round we have beef and pork and chicken. More chicken available in the summer just due to weather. So on our website we'll have some of the grill packages available for the summer. Our website is www.reddoorranchbobcajun.com. And we're going to do some summer boxes with burgers, steaks, sausages, bacon of course, and some eggs.
Great. So we are going to be seeing your video in Taste of the Kawarthas magazine, and we're going to be focusing you. And I want to thank you for taking us on this tour. It was amazing.
Well, thanks for coming out, you guys.
Welcome back. That was a great tour. I love that farm. My name is Chef Connie Powers. We're here on A Taste of the Kawarthas, Farm to Fork. Today we made a rhubarb margarita, simple. Just remove the lime and put in a rhubarb simple syrup. Very easy to make and very unique. And it goes with our taco pasta. So today we're making a taco pasta dish, a little bit of cheese. You can be creative, you can change it any way you want. So we've got it really cooking up nice right now. We have added in 1 pound of Leahy ground beef. We've added in seasonings and pasta and a red pepper. What we didn't put in was salt and pepper. So let's add that. Okay, we can season that to taste after we taste it. And now we're going to add in 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. So we're going to cut the heat down now. Now, when you reheat this, and if you decide to serve this the next day, you can add in a little bit more shredded cheese to top it up. And that will give you that taco look. And we're going to add in half a cup of heavy table cream. And that adds to the creaminess of it and makes it like a little bit more of a cheesy sauce. Okay, we're going to let all of that incorporate into that. I'm going to add a little bit more pepper. I'm not sure how you like your dishes, but this family likes a lot of pepper in our meals. All right, you can see that I'm getting a blush rosé cheese sauce, and that's what I was going for. We're now going to plate that up. And we're going to dress that up. So we're going to put, you could put some shredded cheddar cheese to serve onto your table. I'm going to put some feta on the top of this. We'll put some mariposa feta on there, and we're going to top it up with some scallions. Put those on top. This gives it a nice feeling of having a full taco. Again, serve this with a pita bread, serve this with a tortilla, and you've got yourself a nice, put it in the middle of the table, easy summer meal. So that was 3 scallions cut down into the green, and a little bit of cilantro. Fresh cilantro sprinkled on top of that. Dress it up that way. And of course, what do you do for the end? You always put a little bit of lime juice. And there you have it. we have a cheesy taco pasta topped up with some feta, some green onions, some cilantro, easy summer meal. I'd like to thank Stephanie and Luke Leahy for taking us on their farm and taking us on the tour of Red Door Ranch in Bob Cajun. Until next time, keep cooking.